Hello and welcome to my first vlog of 2016. I actively decided not to do any videos through Christmas at the beginning of the year because so many people doing Vlogmas and like daily vlogs and stuff like that, and they were saying really important things. They were spending a lot of time and energy and effort to make these videos, and there's me that has got no idea really what I'm saying. I'm just going to go with the flow. So I thought I'd save anyone's time when there's so many videos to watch, and I'd just shut up for a while. But now it's the new year and the kids are back at school and everything's calmed down. I thought I'd like stick my ugly mug back on YouTube. Hey. So this is sort of a rundown of post-pregnancy stuff, where I am at by 6 weeks postpartum, and life stuff, Christmas, Darren's new diagnosis. He's got a medical condition I'll cover towards the end, and just, you know, general chin wag, so sorry if it's kind of long. First things first, now I've had the baby and I'm pretty much taking some time out of surrogacy because obviously my body has to heal. I'm not going to pop kids out one after the other. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do a surrogate pregnancy or any pregnancy again because of the hypertension issues. So video ideas, please do comment below video ideas. I would be crazy grateful because I have got no clue. I will do my monthly videos. I quite enjoy doing the review of the previous month. I haven't really done one for December. I'm going to sneeze. Anyway, postpartum, hypertension, blah, blah, blah. Basically, before Christmas, I had to go for my final checkup, or what I was hoping was my final checkup, to see how my BP was doing off of the medication after a couple of weeks. The problem is I got stopped behind a learner driver who stalled repeatedly at traffic lights, so the lights went red twice while I was stuck behind them, and I ended up being 5 minutes late to my appointment, so I was like, all really like stressed out, and I'm stressed, I'm late, rah, and then it was like 160 over 84, and I was like, oh. So she did it again. She's like, take a minute, breathe. And it went down to 140. But she said, they're still too high. So I had to go back like a week later and get it tested again. But again, I got in there and I swear I've got white coat syndrome because as soon as I see it, I get stressed out. Like, so she did it and it was still 140 something. And I was like, oh. So I'm going back. She said, carry on. Don't worry about it. Enjoy Christmas. Come back in January. I've got an appointment at the end of the week, I think. Come back at the end of the month or whatever, next month, sorry, and we will do it again and we'll see how it is. If it's still high, then it means I have been left with long-term hypertension from the pregnancy. I've never had problems with my BP before. I didn't have problems at the beginning of the pregnancy, sure as hell didn't have any before I was pregnant, never have done. I've had an increase at the end of pregnancy a couple of times, but never anything dangerous. And then it's just gone to poop, and I will be really upset if I'm left with hypertension because I've never really had anything wrong with me medically. I might be a fat person, but I'm really healthy. I can touch my toes still with my knees straightened together. I can run up the stairs. I can chase my kids. I can, you know, if I get sick with a cold, I've got it for half the amount of time as Darren has. I'm a healthy person, and then to have something wrong that requires medication, it sounds ridiculous because there's so many worse things you could have, but it's a bit of a punch to the gut when I've got it just because I was pregnant for someone else. That's the only reason I've got it. And that's a bit like, well, come on, karma, get with it. Stop pooping on me, because it's quick enough to make me like bash my toe if I take the mick out of someone, karma, but it never seems to give me the good stuff. I'm like, hang on, it should work both ways. Work both ways. No, I have not been drinking. I'm just very tired. Edith is not sleeping like very much at all. I'm there, hence the face. Stop pumping now. I donated like 5.5 litres. That's the dog. I donated 5.5 litres to a lady through Human Milk for Human Babies on Facebook, so that was really good. I've got a couple of bags, like 24 ounces or something of breast milk in the freezer. I am still leaking a tiny bit if I squeeze, but only if I squeeze. But I'm pretty much done with lactating and pumping and everything now because I wanted to have a drink at Christmas. The last time I pumped was Christmas Eve because I'm all class, as I said before. So that's pretty much the end of pregnancy stuff. I got down to 1 pound above my pre-pregnancy weight within a couple of weeks. I have put on about 4 pounds over Christmas. So I'm about 5 pounds over my pre-pregnancy weight at the minute, but that's fine because I've got to lose like a lot, like 50 pounds anyway, because I'm a fat moo. I've got bingo wings and a gut now, a really bad gut. That's one thing I didn't have. Oh my God, the excess skin. My love handles now go to my hips. Like, you know, usually your stomach at the front, you have a bit of a... I'm not going to lie, I've always had a bit of a pouch there because I'm not a skinny bird. The skin now hangs, like folds over all the way from hip to hip. Like a gigantic smiley face, like hugely wide. Not amused. I want a tummy tuck, but I can't afford one. So that's not happening. But yeah, that's made me a bit sad too, because that is really bad. But I try not to think about it. And it's not the end of the world, because again, all it is loose skin. Some of it will tighten up. I will probably be left with a skin apron, but I carried a 10-pound baby. So these things happen. I accept that those sort of things happen. And I was a bit sort of like, to start with, but I'm over it pretty much. Still a bit sad inside, but I'm not like distressed over my new skin apron. It's very sexy. I can use it to cool myself down in the summer. I might be able to flap at my own face. No, it's fine. But yeah, other than that, we're all good. Everything's fine. I'm physically fine, bar the hypertension. So, you know, it's the only time I've ever been left with a problem from pregnancy long term. But after 5, I suppose it was bound to happen at some point. David and Morris had said if they ever did sibling, they would only do it with me. If I couldn't do it, they would just not have any more kids. So that's a huge thing to have on your head. They don't even know, they're not even sure if they can have another one yet. But even if they decide they do, it'll kind of rest on me. And if I can't do it, I mean, obviously I'd donate my eggs, they could use someone else. They may change their mind if they realise I can't actually go again medically. But it sucks to feel that that option may have been taken away from me. But again, we sign up for it. We know what we're getting in for. One of my friends had a hysterectomy, Michelle, and she has a YouTube, and she ended up with an emergency hysterectomy after she had her second surrogate pregnancy. So I'm grateful that I haven't had anything that drastic. So I really should stop whining. It's just poo. Other than that, Darren has been diagnosed as diabetic. Honestly, I'm the fat one of the two of us. He's got a little bit of a stomach, but he's pretty much skinny. But he does eat a lot, or did eat a lot of crap, and did drink a lot of Coke. And I did used to say to him, it's really bad for you. And he'd eat an entire packet of Haribo in one go. And he'd say to him, you know, it's going to come back to bite you in the arse. And it has. So he's diabetic, so we're both changing diets, so which is why I'm not too worried about the weight loss, because I'm going to go on the same diet, which is get back to the clean eating and everything anyway, which is very ideal diet. We're not going to have like low carbohydrates, because you are allowed white potatoes and stuff, but we are changing from, like, I'm not going to go gluten-free exactly, but we are changing from like white pastas and that to wholemeal, and again with the breads. But I am still going to have bread. I'm not quite juice plus level of cutting out carbs. We are going to have white potatoes, but we're going to substitute for a lot of sweet potato where possible. And yeah, I said wholemeal pasta, wholemeal spaghetti, wholemeal bread, which is fine because we like seeded loaves and stuff anyway, so that's fine. But hopefully that means that this time next year I'll be slightly less fat. I'll never not be fat. I haven't got the personality to be skinny. I'd be a terrible skinny person. I'd be such a bitch. So yeah, that's all of that. Christmas and everything was absolutely fantastic. The kids had a brilliant time. Nothing went wrong this year. Nothing blew up. It was all really, really nice. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to shut up now and I'm going to get off, and I will see you all soon. That's a really boring video. All right, take care, people. Bye.